I'm Amelia, and a couple weeks ago I released a video of my reaction to my IB results from 2020, and a lot of the comments really wanted me to talk more about the extended essay, so here we are with 5 pretty simple EE tips that helped me a ton when I was writing my EE. My EE was on business management, but these tips can apply to literally any EE. Tip number 1 is that the rubric and the EE guide are so important, because that's literally like a checklist for what you need to do. EEs are filed under different subjects like business management or chemistry or history, and each subject has a specific EE rubric for it. So make sure that you find that rubric, and also look at the EE guide, which is this giant PDF which kind of operates as a checklist. It's broken down into subjects just like the rubrics are. And to help you guys out, below I will be linking the website of my TOK teacher. I referenced that page so many times while writing my EE. Thank you, Mr. Webb, for making the EE process a lot easier with this lovely little website that I'm still obsessed with, even though I am graduated. Hi, this is Editing Amelia. I have come to realize that on that website there is a folder with a link to every person in my class's final extended essays, and some of those documents are editable, and since I don't want someone's final 4,000 word paper to be deleted by a stranger on the internet, I'm instead going to leave a Google Doc below full of all the most important links. Sorry about that. Tip number 2 is to look at assessed examples. I looked at like every assessed business management extended essay that I could find on the internet. Not to shout out the website again, but on the website there are assessed examples for I think every subject. I don't know, there's definitely business management ones on there, and history, English, etc. And just looking at what kind of questions work and where people fall or succeed. The assessed examples have breakdowns and comments by like the official IB, and so that helped me to understand what I should be doing. Tip number 3 is to crack open a textbook from the subject that you're doing your EE in. This is why it's really recommended to do an EE in a subject that you're taking, especially higher level, because you'll already know what kind of knowledge and terminology that they're searching for. For example, when I started writing my EE, or even when I was just like deciding on a topic, I just looked at my business textbook and was like, okay, which topic jumps out at me, which terminology do I think that I could write an entire paper on? And for me, that was CSR, corporate social responsibility. And so I just straight up went to the chapter on corporate social responsibility, wrote down all the terminology, and used all that information in my extended essay. For the business EE in particular, using tools to analyze your question is also like part of the criteria. And so using this textbook, I was able to find tools that I could use, because like, how do you analyze corporate social responsibility? It's not a super objective idea, but this textbook taught me about like CSR audits and like steeple analyses and things like that. So yeah, crack open a textbook or find a free one online. There's a whole website full of like IB textbooks. I think it's called ibdocuments.com and it's slightly illegal, but yeah. Tip number 4 is that reflections are really important. For the extended essay, you have to write 3 reflections, I think. You're supposed to write them after you meet with your advisor. They're really short, and I think I wrote most of mine like when I was submitting the EE. I did not write them on time, like after my meetings. The reflections themselves, I think you submit in like an entirely different document. I can also link to my reflection Google Doc below in the description, and you can score a max of 6 points. 6 points with just your reflections, and that's huge. If you look at the EE grading scale, like the point breakdown, getting 0 to 6 points lands you into an E, which is, I think, technically failing, but pretty much if you succeed at your reflections super well and you get those 6 points, you literally only need 1 point from the actual content of your essay to pass the EE. Like, what? You could write killer reflections, write a god-awful EE, and still pass, because you, I think, only need 7 points to get a D, and D's get diplomas, so yeah. And my last tip is to choose a topic that you actually like. I know that that's kind of a controversial tip in a weird way, because everyone's like, don't choose something that you actually like, because you're gonna end up hating it once you have to spend hours researching it. But personally, I fell fell in love. What am I even talking about? I liked CSR a lot more after researching it. It's a lot better to try and fail here at finding what you like than to spend thousands of dollars in college on a major that you don't end up liking. I also ended up writing about my EE in my college application. On the Common App, there's like a little area where you can add like additional notes. So in my additional notes, I straight up just put that I wrote a 4,000 word paper about the Walt Disney Company and their corporate social responsibility. And like seeing that on a kid's college application, I don't know, I think that's pretty impressive. Hopefully those 5 tips helped you a little bit. If you guys want to hear more about the extended essay or for me to do a more in-depth breakdown of my personal extended essay, IAs, CAS, if you want me to read my Stanford application or USC application that got accepted, let me know. Thank you for watching and I'll see you sometime later. Bye!